Okay. We want to take time for our press, but it's a big schos to have with us a press from the Yeshiva in New York, and Maim Talmidim Harbe, and many of us are zeichet to be his Talmidim as well through this farm, that he was Mizak the Rabbim, Tfer Shmuel, that the Mistam was continuing to come out, all the Chalokim from Shmuzin and Divrei Torah and Biurim in the parishes from Shmuel Birnbaum, Zatzal. And I know many people that's their go-to thing, go-to sefer for many, many things. And he's a big Zikoy Rabbim that he was able to do. And it's a big schus to have him here with us. So Yishakar Rabbi Press and Yishakar for giving time.
I'm stuck at COVID. Just over here. It's the truth. Yes, to speak, some daf epis yeton. And Mr. Dvas said, he was an American, I think it was 1902, if I'm not mistaken. He was a Rav in Chicago. He came from Slutsk. Came to Chicago, and there was more of a build chaver there. Wasn't, and he upset the mamish at the mamish, like he had to leave town. At kadei kach. So he said he's a kvutza in the light. He said, but that kvutza kind of shines in ganz America. He said, I ain't kvutza in the light. He said, I can turn over to ganz America. The Maisi, North Miami Beach, but when the light can accomplish this is Parsha State Taka. Al Mul Panem Ra Yushev As Haneiras, the Infin Menorah, Jesus Menorah, Binyan Menorah this week, and the Menorah State, that's the Mul Panem Menorah. That means when you light the Menorah, some of the pictures are really not so accurate because all the candles would all face in. All the from the center one was the center, and the sides are all faced toward the middle. Why? So we have it's brought down in the Shmur bring down. The person wants to mishpi on others. He doesn't have to go put the light, shine light on them. He has to shine light on himself. If he'll be a ganz lichtig, if by him will be coolish stark with a ganz of fire, the mele is going to be light everywhere else. The mele, the community, and the weiter and weiter. He says, he said, the Mokim Torah Alein has to be kulay without any with the ganze fire. Steht Taka by Purim. It's about time Yimach HaMakorah steht. Shbaruch became Moch steht. Lashon Gemara says Shbaruch got weak, Kaviyachol. He couldn't, that's why he has such a gzeira. That's Saltayim. We learn Torah about Saltayim. That's Saltayim. It doesn't say they learn Torah. If they learn Torah, that's not very by Chiddush. Why is it Gzeir? Melanish. What's the top in the Bria? Teretz was a vada they learned. Oh, but it went about Saltayim. It came late, left early, busy, those yens. Says that couldn't bring Hatzolah. Zolcha Torah couldn't bring Hatzolah. That's the Tavke Torah, Lemon, the Chizuk, the Starkheit. Das can make Machne Yeshua by Samela. Well, speak of one Nakuda here. Only the Yoimich the Pashas HaMishkan seems to be Amol. It's not Mishkan. The Mishkan is not. It's a history. Chas v'sholom. It was a mol geven. It was a mol betzayin. No, but this is the zayin versus hayin. That's today. That's here in front of us. Kashroch Moshe Rabbeinu, falsely mikdash. So Moshe Rabbeinu said, "How can I do that? It's impossible." Hashemayim shmesh shem lechalkalucha. Kadosh Baruch Hu is big in the ganze Welt. People who study astronomy, there are stars and planets and galaxies, billions, trillions light years away. Mekanish verstehen. I feel the grass guy from the bria. So how is it shaykh to go ahead and take a little mokim smaller than this base medrash and make this a mokim mikdash? Hashem here, you dwell over here. Those 9 mokim, right? That's a shaykh. It's a good kasha. I once heard a kinkus. I'm not sure someone says every time you can see him a shas. So you say last Mishnah says Oza Kodesh Baruch Hu Hanchul Tzar Tzarak Shayim Lomis. What's the rise? Hashem the Hanchul Oya VeYesh. I'll give them yesh. Yesh is matcha 310. So kasha is a bevezok to the lomas 310. I don't know. If shadiris, diris not Yisrael. Hind the dir was what cost the dir chveis in Malchi Yisrael. Maybe 310 diris. Maybe means a room. Vezok design. Vezok the lomas. The Teretz is talk about their bnei shalom. It's like you give a marshal. It's collecting money. It's a grace and swing. But dir Torah is the big, it's the big install thing today, right? The budget 100 million, whatever it is. So what the grace of Gvir says, I'll give 5. What's this 5? Million, obviously. It was 1,000 when you do 5,000 would come to 5,000. Million. So Kosh Baruch Hu sagt, Shai. Das ist Lomis, Rabbi say. So Melis Hazar Shaycha Kodesh Baruch Hu come. Now this is your new makom. They're going to dwell in a place that a few crushim, 28 crushim here, 10 crushim here. By 28 crushim, as 40. New York was 40 by 100. It's aggressive. Of a component says Hazar Shaycha Zazach. So Mirshah Shia Moitig Zach. He says you're right. The world is not big enough for Baruch Shem. Baruch Shem is bigger than the grass in the world. It's called Hamokim. But that's what Kodesh Baruch Hu made. But what we make, what a person himself goes is Koyach HaBechira, and he takes off a Mokim, and he says, those are Mokim that I want the Baruch Shem to dwell. I'm making a Hevdel. I'm away from the Olam Hazav and the Olam Agashmi, and I'm making a Mokim over here to Baruch Shalom. He says, das ist aggressive Kveit Shamayim, das ist aggressive for the ganze Bria. The Gemara says himself, the Ksubas Daf Hey, Gedoyle Masid Tzadikim, Mimaisa Shamayim Varetz. It's a Shtei Gemara. It says, Masha Varetz, after the other Tov Chesed, Tov Shamayim, one hand. Mikdash, Kani Yodechas, two hands. It's aggressive, the Mikdash, das ist aggressive Kveit Shamayim for the ganze Bria. Basically, the Bria is for Sach Kveit Shamayim. Think about the Bria, the Kveit Shamayim the Bria has, right? The Man Shalain. Think about a person. That's the heart. That's the heartbeat. Heart is beating every second from the person from Yotzim Rechem Imoy, right? That's Yom Acharon. It's not plugged in anywhere. There's no charging station. There's no this. It says Aus. Rabbi Nishalom says Aus. Nisam and Nisam. Al Konashim Rishim at the Hal Koshte. See the Bria. It's Chesed Ani and Shia. You can plant the seed in the ground. Come nice, colorful, beautiful Paris. Culminating Paris. But aggressive for them. Is Ma'aseh Tzadikim, someone goes ahead and makes them up on Kodesh Baruch Hu, Rabbi say. That's aggressive for them. That's aggressive Kveit Shamayim. You see Moedik Gezach, you see Taka, that state, we just read in Parashas Mishpatim last week, 2 weeks ago, in Yisro, state, Moshe Nigash El HaRofel Asher Shom Holikim. Moshe Rabbeinu walked into the Rofel. Kodesh Baruch Hu came down in a cloud of glory, and Moshe Rabbeinu, Hashem said, Moshe, he walked into the Rofel. But Rashi, a pasuk at the end of Pikudei says that when the Onan was shoichin Hagabe HaMishkan, Moshe couldn't walk in. Couldn't walk into the Mishkan. Mishkan was awful. He couldn't even walk into the Mishkan. Took him an end of Pikudei. What's Takab Shad? He couldn't walk, and he was able to walk into Harafah. What's Takab Shad? There's all be said. The Harafah Kodesh Baruch Hu made. That's the event for Kodesh Baruch Hu. That's when the Kedusha for Kodesh Baruch Hu. Hashem brought that. That he could walk into. But we made the Kedusha for the Mishkan. And as a brother, na roistik hashois hashchina, even Moshe couldn't walk into it. He had to stand. Even it wasn't even in the rubble. It was on the Mishkan. He had to wait outside. And so Moedik Gezach also, noch a chiluk. It's also the Mir says, he says noch a chiluk. He says interessante Sach that the Har Sinai, after Kodesh Baruch Hu, after Kabbalah Sator, Mishach Yevon Yamol Bahar, you can go on the mountain, no hide, you go play catch in Har Sinai, and you can problem, take pictures. The Chas Rishon to walk into Mokum HaMikdash, Rachmon it's Issa, Rachmon Tzlan. That's Kitchulas Alavi. Once we brought us that Kedusha there, the Kedusha can't go away, Rabbi say. That's the koyach what a mensch does. The koyach what a person does is oin v'noyer. What's that pshat? What's looked in them? What's looked in them? Rabbi say. The answer is very simple. A person has to first understand what's the godless Adam to understand what we're talking about. The Alter of Slabodka, with a little bit of time, is trying to just, the Alter of Slabodka is Ikish Shmuz always was godless Adam. Right? Godless Adam. Why are you talking about godless Adam? Why is Ikish Shmuz godless Adam? Torah, godless Adam. Midas, godless Shemayim. What's the godless Adam? A man doesn't understand what he is. Can't go to Shofta, you can do nothing in your life, Rabbi. You can't accomplish anything. You don't understand the koiches you have. Everyone knows the Alter Sabbatke, the morning of Shavuos, every year make an announcement. He would say, Rabbi Sai, the ganze Bria, he says, it's Kedai for Ein Baruch Baruch Shemoy. And 1,000 times greater is Amen, 1,000 times greater is 1,000 times greater is a word from Torah. What's looked in them? Think about it. The average person yesterday, right, he's making savings. Why? He says he wants to eventually retire, right? No matter what age, some people never retire, but what he wants to retire is this. He needs it. So how many years is he going to retire for? The average person, 90, 100. Take steps on news, they found people living 150 steps later to find if they found people living so for a certain amount of years, the person is working and putting away, and he's busy trying to manage track his investments, see how it's doing. Very busy. But think about it, by say, this is the Yom Shei Yesh B'Hem Chayfetz. Now is the time when the store is open, when the business is going. You can't do anything anymore. There's no shkar, no einish, that's it. There's no sign anymore. So how's it shaykh for a person? The whole tafka of Bria is as nam de chesuvah to put away for nitzchias. How long is nitzchias for? It's not from age 65 until 91, everybody say. Nitzchias is la'ol me'olamim. Person has to be put away for himself. Nishkan millions and nishkan billions. You're talking about infinite amount. How's it shaykh in these 3 years to do it? It says a person would realize how great he is and how great it is. Avoid from Torah, what he could accomplish. He can understand how it can last. The person understands the koiches. So Slanti used to always say that he said the reason why something became of me was because I had in front of me to do Mustugah from Kivega. That was my dream life. I want to be Kivega, he said. On them, he said, nothing would came of me. They had a musug of godless. Of what's geworden von a mensch, how mensch could steig. So Moide Gezach, the whole Binyan HaMikdash, Rashi brings down that we said, it says, on the Veikot Shecha, we want to build a mikdash. We said, "Novek Shech Loshan Nove." What was it afterwards? Shamami Gozen Cholches Rish Baloshes and Alufei Edom Eli Moyev. Everyone got angry, upset, and worried in this. So Rashi Taki asked over there, and there's Yoshi. What's that? What are they getting so angry about? We weren't allowed to fight Moyev. Altotzes Moyev. We couldn't fight Edom either. Altotzes Edom. So what were they so nervous? What were they so? What was it? You go Chilachaz Hosapalo. It's like Mir Shiva. It's like Moedik Gezach. He says they couldn't understand the Kvoid and Shal Yisrael explains the title of what Rashi means. What state in Rashi though? That here yesterday we were singing together Chveis in Mitzrayim 200 years. We were singing together Chveis in Yankee Stadium, right? We both had Chveis the same front seat or whatever was going on. Shiva once said he used to think it's Gashmis in America. They told him that in America not just people go to stadium 4 or 5 hours, but no, then they spend the whole day talking about it. These special stations and the news, television, radio, they talk about the ganze dogs, that they get them that. He says, I always thought those is Gashmis, it's the Staknish Gashmis. So the guy grew up, he says, and he says, we just sat yesterday together, and they came to Hazama Drega to make a mokim for Shechina. They can have a Kodesh Baruch Hu come down to live with them. Mamish mokim, Mikdashem Koni Adecha. That they couldn't be soivel. She said, that's not a pshat. Why? He says, he's fine. The Chiloinim have been aggressive anymore. He says, the sin of an Amoritz is aggressive sin for the Goy. Why? Why they hate us more than the Goy? I never understood why Taka. He says, because they have a neshama, they realize how great a person can be. They realize what's going for a mensch, and they see us, and they see how great we're becoming. And you leave them and look, they're in the dust, they're blind with nothing. The Mikdash itself is the Gres the Raya. They can make a Machma Shoyas Shechina. So you say, it sounds like we started before, we said, it's a Moedik Gezach, it's a Moedik historical building, beautiful. But Teretz is the Mikdash is here, Rabbi say. So the Gemara and Avches and Brochis, Miyoim Shechore Beis HaMikdash, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu Dalam Shoche Bavad. Shenemar Oyev Hashem Mishkantzin. Hashem loves that this is Dar Amis. Das is the Mokim Fashoyas Shechina. Das is the Mikdash Hain. The Mikdash, the Shechina was on top of the meat of Yaakov Avinu state. As Chilalti Yitzui Allah, felt as given the Oren Kodesh for the Torah. The Torah requires an Oren Kodesh. First, Tzivu in this week's Parsha, Vasisa Oren. Torah requires an Oren. The Oren is not just the Oren in the Mishkan. The Talmud Chochem is them as Oren, Rabbi say. Because the Ikkem Mokim V'Torah Shal Pen is Welt is the Talmud Chochem. Grab the only reason we have all this farm chunks and all this farm is because Shichas HaTorah, we're going to forget the Sas Lashem, we're going to the Samach and Gittin. But the emes says when Hashem gave turn Hasina, he's going Mosrul, Moshe, Mosrul, Yeshua is going to Yeshua Aleis when the Sefer Torah. Like when a crucial Sefer Torah, that's every sin of the Talmud Chochem Tata. Helos looking at that's Takib Shat, that's the Mokim Victor. Shek Nefesh HaChaim, and Roistik Gezach. Shek Nefesh HaChaim, Shechanti, Besoichem, Pemes Chazal, Besoichol, Lanem, Besoichol, Echot, Ve'echot. That a person has to make himself into a Mokim Vashoyas HaShechina. The Shechina, that's your Tafkid Chaim, to make yourself a Mokim that Hashem dwells by you, by say. Nicht on the Mikdash Ma'at from your house, nicht on the Mikdash Beis HaKnesses, nicht on the Beis HaMedrash, nicht on the Hashem HaLocha, but the Mensch Alein can sein a Mokim Vashoyas HaShechina. That the Shechina is with the person. It's towards that person. It's a G'maydik Avoy, the person has to come to a Madrega. But these are the Parshas HaMishkan, is the Parshas Rabban Reitztake. What's the Shaykhs Chazal say? We said Naaseh v'Nishma, Yotza Baskov Amr was Mezachanti Besoichem. What's the Sheikh's? A stack of Sheikh's. A Yisro comes right after, right? If comes Mashadu, so right after Yisro Mishpatim and say, "Veil Misina and Ocha Kumshana Pasha Mission." What's the Sheikh's? There it says, "At Mirshia Moedik Gezach." So we came to Zama Dregas as Garvis. Finish Shekeni Meshikos Piyu. Kechosel Kaskala. Everyone wants to remember the night of Chasna. How many thousands you spend a chveis, for photographers to put away a chveis and want to draw someplace. You should know you have the pictures of chveis, the video, the days, you know what I mean? The person wants to try to relive it and remember it. The 40 minutes at the end until the call from the pictures of chveis is 10, I know it was Florida, but 10:40 chveis come out, and then 11:05 Trangendik, but they want to remember those few minutes of the Gevaldige, of the Shkenim Shikos Piyu, of the Gevaldige Skarvis, the Gevaldige Chatrus, the Gevaldige Simcha. The Mishkan is a place that after you came to Zamadrega and Har Sinai, as a Skarvis, the Bani Shalaylam, to Tzeni Lucis Malkenu, we can't just go back to the regular place. It has to stay at Zamadrega. Rachmal Tzon, the Erev Rav, didn't stay there. The man Egel Rachmal Tzon, say El Hecha Yisrael. Person comes to Madrega, a person stays, a person comes great. Shona Pirish Shtei the Chazal is worse than anybody else. Because if you don't stay to Madrega, you come up a growl in the field. Who's the Har Sinai? That seems the Beis Medrash Rabbi say. The Mishkan, the Shachanti B'Seichem. Meil Zogamir. Does that avoid different all of us? It's not just reading about the Mishkan when I say there's a chiyuv on us to make it today, Rabbi say. You are the Mishkan today. You are the Mokim for Shoras HaShechina, the Mokim of Torah, the Alam Shal Alocha. Here HaKadosh Baruch Hu dwells with you. That's the Gressis Carvis, to be with somebody, Mo, you can't take it, like a guy 24/7, you need a break. Azaz Carvis, and Bereshon says, Azaz Carvis, that's that closeness. He says, it's only Shaykh when you come to Madrega, how to Madrega is Maimon Asina. Kids, I don't know much time, it's really, Koponim, but one just being one of the Kuda, das ist going, he's gone to Shorish from Purim, it's Kimu V'Kiblu, and Asina had to be out there Kfir, because Smaïs, got a little scared. It tells us, say, Groyes, Shandel Fanez, the Chiv of Kol Torah Kula, it's a Chiv, it's not a Mitzvah Chassidus, it's a Chiv of Kol Torah Kula, Shem Dom Reficha. But so Mecha Shveir is Shanu Geholim Ava. Well, what changed then? What changed then? Chanu Geholim Ava Taka. Mir Shir Moedik Gezach, he says, they saw the Koyach HaTorah, he says, one of the tiny of Sachidish, he says, Meibanu Shar Ham Lom Torah V'nei Brak, it's even Hamas Makir. Haman said, what are you doing now? Echleit Hilchas Kmitza. Kmitza, you take a handful of flour, you put on the Mizbeach. He says, "Dein Hilchas Kemitza was Navato, my 10,000." I feel like verstanden the Koyach HaTorah that to learn Halacha is mehr von alle Geld von der Welt and alle connections and alle Meises in the Welt. So Kal Yisrael saw the Koyach HaTorah. It is Chod Kavlua Ba'ava, the Koyach HaTorah, the Koyach HaNetzachem. Really, people look to him for Eitzes Shalom Bayis. How to get rich, right? Don't want to have Nuchas HaNefesh, a new word, Nuchas HaNefesh, right? Don't want to have all good Zachen, you're looking at all sorts of ways in this. Rabbi say, the Torah tells you the answer. Chakoi say, Telechu, Shtei HaMilim BaTorah, Delek Ta'ala Brachas, Masati Geshmechem Itom, Vasa Zevula, Masati Shom Ba'aretz, you have no fears, you have no worries, you have no zachin, you have no nefesh, you have shalom bayis, you have guilt, you have alles. It's interessant Zach. The Torah, remember this, the Torah of HaKoif's Gashmias. You don't find also about the Olam Haba, and this is also the remnants. I really believe it's in the Torah, but it's also it's a Muslim. Oz Yoshmes Ozan. Avoshteit Mefurish. Sati Geshmechem Itom. Sati Shalom Ba'aretz. Shalom Adostet Mefurish. Because the emes is the Torah is the Toivlon Kol Yom, Rabbi say. The Torah is Olam Hazar, Rabbi say. That's the greatest Olam Hazar in the world. It's not the Torah, Rabbi said. It's not the Olam Haba the person going to have. But the emes Olam Hazar, looked over here. The Gra state in the Gra, just to close up, state in Gra, that there's two things, din and cheshbon. The din is, person might how do you do this, how do you do that? You couldn't control yourself, right? The cheshbon is what is cheshbon? What you could have been. The koiches you had. She says, people always focus on the din. Oh, I said, but the cheshbon, you're not worried about, he said. Kosh Baruch Hu made you with the chesreim at melakim. Kosh Baruch Hu gave you gedloch and koiches. You have koiches matak in the bunisham. Hashem asi yedech, Hashem tachas raglov. You did nothing with yourself. What do you do? He says, I made money. He He says, it's a big shaita, made money. Go upstairs and Shemaim, the vending machines, they don't take dollars. Can't stick them in, they don't take not even hundreds. Well, shaita that you do with yourself. I said, give 11 before he says. What do you do with yourself? Tam shileu masi yadecha. That's the Makorish von sich, he says, that's the größte, the Cheshbon is the größte Zach, he says, the Cheshbon. Was you could have done with yourself, what you could have done, Rabbi say, what you could have accomplished, Rabbi say. So Mela, person realizes the Koiches was slicking the mensch, Rabbi say. So out of Sabodka, all the Gedolim came from there, the Rabban Kotler, all the Gedolim came from Slobodka, because he taught the Bachrim, the Koiches that they have, the individuality that they have. The mamish, they're similar to Chovim. Shnor by said most stars are bigger than the whole planet Earth. They're very far away, you can't see it. Not only the Chaps own Koiches, but most stars are größer. I feel in the ganze Welt by most stars are bigger than the ganze Welt. You should know. That's the Koiches of Mensch. Was liegt in the Mensch? The Koiches you can accomplish out in Shia. To include one beautiful line. Famous Gemara Yuma says that Shem said, "Why aren't you learning Torah?" So the guy says, he was Torah b'Yitzri. Show you to it, you are Torah b'Yitzri. There was a kasha. I never said Teresa's kasha. All the years understand. It's because I should buy it safe enough and then. It's already sold out. That was of a kapara. But what's that kapsha? Torah b'Yitzri? Are you crazy? A guy gets stopped for traffic lights. Says, why are you speeding? He says, why speeding? He says, just kill 2 people. He says, I got to get out of here. He says, what do you mean, why is speeding? What kind of Teretz is that? Tell the Shalom, Torah b'Yitzri. Mukshad moed. So the Mir Shashira by saying, where did you say? So the Mir Shashira says, because I gave you life. I gave you gesund, I gave you a wife, I gave you everything, he says. And you did nothing with it, he said. You Isaac and nothing, you sat the face, hearing about what the president said. Today, when we were kids who grew up, the president said something, you had to wait until the newspaper came, the weekly paper came out to hear what he said. Heinz said something, within 2 minutes, everyone knows he said, kids, that's what I gave you. That's what I gave you for. He says, Purim comes in, I did. The Cheshbon is not even Eira. That's a Bezoin Torah. Did nothing with the oldest man. That's the Bezoin Torah. He better to say that he Torah b'Yitzri. At least that was Ketan. So ich Cheshbon, so ich Adin. But this is Ketan Garnish, he says. But he said that Mechazik sein jetzt. Jetzt ist das man von Purim, hein benachs Chodesh, und Chodesh Rem, und nachs das man to Mechazik Tage. The kimu v'kiblu to mirkabel to see the koyach ha-Torah by say. What Torah does for the person, Torah is merayim the mensch. Torah changed the person. The ganze midas, like we said, the gereste zach is from the Torah is that a person can say mamish azavi in magam makabel. It can be mamish, can be a magam shachandi b'soicham. Hakadosh Baruch Hu is shoichim with the mensch. He's with the mensch. It's oiv Hashem. He calls it in the kol mishkamis Yaakov. Hakadosh Baruch Hu loves that the aram shalocha, the beis hamedrash, the mamish the magam. Can have over here Baruch Hashem. It's like kiddush Hashem. She was saying meshram ki bottle cover that Torah. What did he do? What do you do? He was darshan called tag for tag till mishalochis. He showed chshivas ha-Torah that he could take from one tag and make and halacha looked in them. That's when he covered ha-Torah. She makes a kid doesn't bottle Torah. Come to be smedrish, and the people, she was screaming and learning. Oikun horim atoichin zeh bazeh. Zeh the Torah is chashuv. You see the chshivas ha-Torah, I say. That's the cover ha-Torah. And Torah gives to us, like we saw by Purim, Kim Bekil, we saw what Torah does for us. Zeh the alle, take verstehen the Torah, mekayim zan, chodon beficha, take alle burgers ha-Torah. Everyone.